The nature of the rock is very fragile. The more we drill, the more it comes out. But we are still trying whatever techniques we have. The latest machine we have procured that has been airlifted from Delhi.
We feel the pace of rescue work is very slow and we are not satisfied with their work as it is extremely slow. Almost 60 hours have passed since the incident occurred, but the way rescue work should have been done has not happened.
The work has been sluggish. Time is passing constantly. The spirits of those who are stuck inside are breaking. But how to make this understand to the authorities?
We're doing a lot of work at the moment to make sure what we do is safe and making sure that the people doing the evacuation are safe.
November 12th, 5:30 a.m. local time. Just before sunrise, construction workers turned up for their shift inside the Silkyara Bend Barkot tunnel in the Uttarkashi district of the state of Uttarakhand. They had barely settled in when a section of the tunnel collapsed. At least 41 workers were trapped. The National Disaster Response Force, the State Disaster Response Force, and the local police rushed to the rescue. Located on the Yamunotri end of the National Highway number 134, the tunnel is part of the Char Dham all-weather road project that connects 4 major Hindu pilgrimage sites in the Himalayas. It was planned to connect Yamunotri on the southern end to Dharasu on the northern end. The 4.5-kilometer long tunnel would shorten the route by about 20 kilometers. The roof collapsed around 200 meters from the entrance of the tunnel. 50 to 60 workers were on the overnight shift at the time. Those near the exit quickly got out on the national highway. 41 colleagues were not so lucky and they were trapped. Authorities did not say what caused the collapse, but the region is prone to landslides, earthquakes and floods. And not to mention the heavy construction in the Himalayan region.
Geostata perspective, it's a very young mountain and therefore it is considered as a young virgin mountain and therefore the rock formation is very young. And that's a very common and very unique proposition for the Indian mountains, and that leads to these kind of incidences because the whole deformation and desettlement happens in this region, and that also are one of the primary reasons for landslides and those kind of natural calamities that we see very often in the Himalayan region.
After the tunnel collapsed, 2 tunnel boring machines were deployed for the rescue mission. Initially, the plan was to cut through the rock wall and insert a pipe of around 3 feet through which the people could be evacuated. But after repeated rock falls, the authorities had to find a different way. In fact, on the 17th of November, drilling through the debris was stopped after cracking sounds were heard.
इसलिए रोका जाता है बीच-बीच में क्योंकि मैंने सुबह भी आपको एक्सप्लेन किया कि जब
We had to put the work on hold because there's vibration when the drilling machine runs. The balance of the surface gets uneven and there are chances that rubble could come down. We have decided to put the work on hold. We will resume the work later.
सारा इक्विलिब्रियम खराब हो रहा है तो अब हम आप देखिएगा कुछ समय के लिए बीच में रुकेंगे फिर काम स्टार्ट करेंगे.
But the big relief is that the place where the workers are trapped is a secure space almost 2 kilometers long with proper lighting. Proof of this was seen by people outside on the 21st of November. When the first visual contact was established with the trapped workers. Rescuers watched on a small monitor as the trapped workers appeared on the screen. Seen for the first time since the disaster, many were wearing their hard hats as preparations continued to start vertical drilling to pull them out. Pipes that had been laid along the tunnel walls during construction are being used to supply food and medicines and maintain the airflow. This is how the food items are packed and delivered to workers through a 6-inch pipe.
खिचड़ी कल से बन रहा है जब ऑर्डर मिलता है तो बनाते हैं.
इसमें क्या क्या मिलाया है आपने?
इनमें आलू चने की दाल है समझिए और साहब लोग जैसे हैं इधर भेजेंगे उधर भेजेंगे उन्हीं के हाथ में जो फल वगैरह देंगे वो भी भेजेंगे.
ये गरम गरम खिचड़ी जो है अंदर भेजेंगे आप?
हाँ खिचड़ी भेजेंगे जब ऑर्डर देंगे तो ये बना के रखे हैं.
The trapped workers have received vitamin C and medicines, including antidepressant tablets.
I have given the trapped workers the suggestion to take vitamin C, calcium and drink ORS and keep themselves hydrated. I have asked them to take rest and practice yoga and meditation.
Psychologically, there has to be a lot of distress. Now the symptoms could be in the form of anxiety, palpitation, serious negative thinking, and extreme cases you can have, death wish also. The more connected we are with them, the more reassured they are, because that would give them the strength to get a feeling that help is there and they can be taken out anytime.
But for relatives of the trapped workers, it has been an agonizing wait outside. Many of them breathed a sigh of relief after talking to their loved ones through a pipe.
I talked to my brother through the pipe inside the tunnel from which they are getting oxygen and food items. He said all of them are fine. They are just waiting for the machine which was supposed to come at night. The installation of that machine is going on. Let's see how much time it takes to start.
I spoke to my father yesterday morning at around 8:30 a.m. and he said that he is safe and is upholding everyone's spirit. He asked me to tell everyone not to worry. It will take a day or two to come out. My father said the same thing today as well.
It is this hope that has been the binding force in their toughest hour. But time is now running out. Indian authorities are exploring 5 new plans to rescue the workers after a week of failed attempts. One of them involves drilling from 3 sides to access the trapped workers. 5 different agencies have been given the job of carrying out each operation. While Oil and Natural Gas Corporation or ONGC will look at drilling a deep vertical hole to see if trapped workers can be reached and rescued from the top, Satluj Jal Vidyut Nigam or SJVNL, that is known for shallow drilling, will dig a hole to act as additional support to provide food and medicine inside the tunnel. The National Highways and Infrastructure Development Corporation Limited or NHIDCL is in charge of coordination with all the central agencies in Silkyara. Tihiri Hydroelectric Development Corporation or THDC is starting the work of micro-tunneling from Barkot, for which heavy machinery has already been mobilized. Rail Vikas Nigam Limited or RVNL is working on another vertical pipeline to supply essential items after the Border Roads Organization built an approach road in just one day. A robotics team from the Defense Research Development Organization DRDO has also been deployed.
पहले 80 मीटर टनल बन चुकी है पूरी, मतलब अंदर पूरी सीमेंट कंक्रीट भी हो चुकी है, उसको फिनिश टनल है.
An 80-meter tunnel is already made. That means it's a finished tunnel with cement and concrete. There is no issue in this section of 80 meters. Yesterday, a decision was made that all the 5 agencies should start working on the 5 options together.
तो वो लोग बड़ा कोऑर्डिनेट अच्छे ढंग से कर रहे हैं.
Despite the multi-pronged efforts, the challenges to bring out the workers are many and huge. International tunnelling experts, including Arno Dix, president of the International Tunnelling and Underground Space Association, a non-governmental organization of about 78 member nations, have joined the rescue operation. Racing against time, Dix is hopeful to get the men out soon from what he calls the most difficult rocks and mountains on Earth, the Himalayas.
We're going to get those men out. What I've seen, seriously, what I've seen, there are great works being done. This is going to happen, and look, we're on it, and that's why we're here. And there's a whole team of us here, and we're going to find the solution, and we're going to get them out.